Some of the 3D skills you're grinding right now will not matter in 3 years. Not because 3D is dying, not because creativity is dead, but because the industry is shifting faster than most artists realize. And if you don't adjust, you'll be highly skilled and highly replaceable. Today I'm breaking down which 3D skills are quietly losing value and what you should focus on instead. And the last one might hurt a little. This is not about stop learning Blender or AI is taking over. This is about leverage, because in 2026 and beyond, value in 3D isn't about effort. It's about scarcity. If everyone can do it easily, it stops paying well. So let's talk about what's becoming easy. Skill number 1, basic modeling without specialization. Now don't panic. Modeling isn't dying. Generic modeling is. If your skill is, I can model random objects in Blender, that's no longer rare. Between faster tools, asset libraries, AI-assisted generation, marketplace downloads, basic modeling is becoming abundant. Abundant skills equals lower pay. The artists who win, they specialize. Medical assets, hard surface product modeling, game-ready optimized assets, simulation accuracy, depth beats general surface skill. Skill number 2, pure tutorial copying. This one is uncomfortable. If your workflow is watch tutorial, copy tutorial, upload result, that skill won't survive because AI can now generate shaders, suggest lighting setups, create node networks. Following instructions is no longer valuable. Solving new problems is. There's one mindset shift that turns you from tutorial consumer into someone companies actually need. We'll get there. Skill number 3, over-focus on aesthetic over utility. This one surprises people. Cinematic renders are cool, but businesses don't pay for cool. They pay for function, speed, optimization, clear communication. In 3 years, hyper-polished beauty renders won't stand out much. Why? Because tools like Blender are becoming easier. Lighting setups are automated. Materials are pre-built. Beautiful alone won't differentiate you. Useful will. Now here's the part most people skip. If those skills lose value, what replaces them? 3 things. 1, problem translation. Can you take a messy idea and turn it into a clear 3D solution, a structured workflow, a production-ready result? That skill survives AI because clients don't speak Blender. They speak, I need this to work. Problem translation means turning a client's messy idea into a clear 3D solution. That's it. You're translating business language into 3D execution. Why this even matters? Most clients do not understand topology, polygons, render engines, nodes, lighting setups. They say things like, can you make it pop? Make it more premium. It just doesn't feel right. We want it to look high-tech. That's vague. Your job is to translate that into specific lighting adjustments, specific material changes, specific camera angles, specific modeling decisions. That's problem translation. Client says, we want our product to feel expensive. Beginner reaction. Okay, I'll just render it nicely. Problem translator reaction. What makes something feel expensive? Softer lighting, minimal background, slow camera movement, high contrast reflections, clean typography. Now you've translated emotion into technical decisions. That's valuable. Studio says, this level is lagging. They don't say, please reduce draw calls and optimize topology. They just say, it's slow. You translate that into reduce poly count, use LODs, optimize textures, improve lighting bake. You solve the real issue. That's why optimization pays well. Client says, we need a 3D animation for our website. Beginner, make something cool. Problem translator asks, who is the target audience? What action should viewers take? Is this for mobile or desktop? What's the goal? Sales? Awareness? Now you design the animation around conversion. That's business thinking. Tools like Blender are getting easier. AI can suggest lighting, generate textures, help build scenes, but AI cannot. Understand your client's messy, emotional, unclear request and turn it into structured decisions. That requires thinking, and thinking is scarce. The difference between two artists. Artist A, I can model. Artist B, I can understand what your business needs and design 3D that achieves it. Artist B wins. Every time. In one simple sentence. Problem translation equals turning confusion into clarity using 3D. Why beginners struggle with this? Because beginners focus on, how do I make this look cool? Professionals focus on, what problem am I solving? That mindset shift changes income. 2. Optimization and systems thinking. Studios and companies care about performance, pipelines, efficiency, automation. If you can, reduce render time, optimize topology, build reusable systems. You become valuable long-term. Efficiency scales. Art alone doesn't. Optimization means making something work better, faster, or lighter without breaking it. In 3D, that usually means lower polygon count, smaller texture sizes, faster render times, cleaner topology, smoother performance in games. You make a cool 3D chair. It looks great, but 2 million polygons, 8K textures, takes 3 minutes to render one frame. Now imagine that chair is going inside a game. The game now lags. That's a problem. An optimized artist would reduce polygons, use efficient UVs, use smart texture maps, keep quality but lower weight. Same look, half the load. That's optimization. Now, what is systems thinking? Systems thinking means you don't just think about one object. You think about the whole workflow. Most beginners think like this. I finished my model. Done. A systems thinker asks, how will this export? Will it break in Unreal? Can this be reused? Can I make this process faster next time? Is there a way to automate this? They think beyond the single task. Let's say you create product renders for clients. Beginner mindset. Model from scratch every time. Rebuild lighting every time. Recreate materials every time. Systems mindset. Create reusable lighting templates. Build a shader library. Make a clean product scene file. Automate camera setups. Now, instead of 5 hours per project, it takes 2. That's systems thinking. Why this pays more in 2026? Because companies don't want artists who can make one cool thing. They want artists who can produce consistent results efficiently. With AI speeding up modeling and texturing, speed alone isn't impressive. Efficiency plus structure is. In game studios, if your model breaks the engine, kills performance, has messy naming, has wrong scale, you slow the team down. A systems thinker makes sure everything is named properly, scale is correct, poly count fits performance, files are organized. That makes production smoother. Smoother production equals money saved. Simple way to remember it. Optimization equals make it lighter and faster. Systems thinking equals make the whole process smarter. Why this skill survives AI. AI can generate assets, but it doesn't understand your studio's pipeline, file structure, performance budget, naming conventions, production deadlines. Humans who understand systems still matter. That's where value shifts. 3. Industry context. Artists who understand e-commerce, simulation, game production, marketing will always win over artists who just make cool stuff because they connect art to results. That connection is rare. What does industry context even mean? It means understanding the business or industry you're working for, not just the 3D software. Most beginners only understand how to use Blender, but professionals understand how this 3D work fits into a real-world goal. That difference changes how much you get paid. Beginner thinking, I'll make a cool cinematic animation of this product. Industry context thinking, this product is for an e-commerce website. Customers need to see size, texture, and features clearly. This animation must increase sales. See the difference? One focuses on cool, the other focuses on results. If you're creating assets for a game using Unreal Engine 5, beginner thinking, I'll model this character with high detail. Industry context thinking, This needs to run smoothly at 60 FPS on mid-range hardware. That means clean topology, optimized textures, smart LODs, performance awareness. Now you're thinking like a game developer, not just an artist. Let's say you're building 3D for medical training. Beginner thinking. I'll make it look realistic. Industry context thinking. This must be anatomically accurate because people are learning real procedures. Accuracy, artistic style. Different goal, different priorities. Why this makes you more valuable? Because businesses don't hire you to make 3D. They hire you to sell products, train staff, improve marketing, build games, reduce costs. If you understand the goal behind the 3D work, you become a strategic asset. Strategic assets get paid more. No industry context equals. You're just a tool operator. With industry context equals, you are a problem solver. And problem solvers survive automation. Why this matters in 3 years. Tools are getting easier. Rendering is getting faster. AI helps with execution. But understanding, branding, performance, user behavior, business objectives, that requires human thinking. That's the moat. Let me simplify it one more way. Imagine two artists. Artist A, I know Blender. Artist B, I help tech startups create product visuals that increase conversion rates. Who sounds more valuable? Artist B, because they understand the industry. In 3 years, execution will be easier. Thinking will be rarer. The future 3D artist isn't just creative. They're strategic. They don't ask, how do I make this look good? They ask, what does this need to achieve? That question changes everything. Now here's something even more interesting. Some high-paying 3D roles in 2026 don't even require insane artistic ability. They require understanding systems. And almost nobody is preparing for that. That's what we're breaking down in the next video. If you want to build 3D skills that actually matter in the next 3 to 5 years, not just trends that look good on Instagram, subscribe. This channel is about future-proofing your 3D career, not chasing hype. Because the artists who adapt early, they don't just survive, they dominate. I'll see you in the next one.